Hey guys, Lord Netsu here, and today we're going to be doing part 0 of what if Deku was a snow leopard. And I'm going to start this off with his birth. And he's born, well, from snow leopards. But he's going to have something like Nezu's, but 2 times stronger, 2 times better. Because the moment he's born, it actually activates. And it has a passive ability to make someone learn 4 times makes the person that the quirk is on learn 4 times as faster than a normal creature. So yeah, Suku will be very knowledgeable in the moves. Well, Kuvo in this will be very knowledgeable in the stuff he's gonna learn. And yeah, and we get to when he's born, and yeah, immediately at that point, his quirk would activate. Which yeah, he's an animal, so his quirk will immediately activate, and it's this super intelligence quirk. Basically, a better version of Netsu's intelligence quirk. So yeah. And I'm gonna say Suku's family is getting hunted down by hunters. So yeah, and I'm gonna say sorry about that. Anyway, yeah. Kubo's family is getting hunted down by hunters. And I'm gonna say 5 months later, the hunters finally find Kubo's family, or Suku. And that's all. So yeah, when I'm talking about Suku, I'll say Kubo. So yeah. We see the hunters hunting them down. And the mother of Kubo is searching for somewhere to have someone to raise them, because she knows that they're gonna pretty much be wiped out. Yeah, then she finds a house. And then just places her. Give me a second. Yeah. His mother places Kubo at the steps of a small cabin. And then she just runs it straight towards her, what remains of the family, of the snow leopards. And tries to kill the hunters. And she kills one of them, and then before that, almost like the moment before she could attack the hunter, the hunter shot the mother of Kubo where the heart would be. At the same time, the mother of Kubo ripped the throat of the hunter. So both of them would die at the same time. Well, pretty much at the same time. But the hunter more slowly. Yeah, then we would go over to then we'd see Kubo on the steps of this house, on the front, like right in front of the door, starting to whine because, yeah, and we cut to the perspective of this man, which is Jugo. Yes, this is what I'm naming this old man. And the old man is hearing an animal cry, and yeah, this old man is a master of a few martial arts and loves animals to his, would care for one with his heart content. Yeah, and he's hearing one whining out like outside his house, and he starts walking towards his door. And he hears it like very close to his door, so he slowly opens his door, and he sees a baby, well, a cub, right in front of his door, and yeah, he's like, and he sees the scar right there. It was given by a bullet yeah, it was made by a bullet. The bigger one across Juvo's eye was made by a bullet going over his eye. And there's blood coming down from that spot. So yeah, and Kuba's just crying, and both in pain and not knowing where his mother is. And yeah, Jugo's like, "What happened to you, little?" Yeah, he's just thinking, "What happened to this cub's family?" Yeah, and he picks up Kubo, and Kuba immediately just stops and just passes out. And yeah, Jugo sees the scar on Kubo's face, and he's like, the wound on Kubo's face, and he's like, that needs to be healed. And yeah, and I'm gonna say he has like 2 quirks. One of them is able to heal wounds, but not to the extent of a certain person. And his second quirk allows him to have a longer lifespan than a lot of people or creatures. So yeah, and he's like a few years away from his death. And Jugo mastered these martial arts. You can pause the video to read all those. And Jugo's gonna teach Juvo everything he can about the real world and everything else you'll need to know. Plus the martial arts he has mastered. So yeah, he immediately brings Kubo inside and puts him up on a bed and starts healing his wound, but it doesn't completely heal, so it'll stay as a scar. And we see it, and yeah. And for Jugo, it was kind of hard to raise Juvo, especially since he's a Black Panther. And the first thing he taught him was Kung Fu. No, not yet. Not Kung Fu first. He would teach him by the age of 4, since animals don't think about quirks at all. He wouldn't be wondering about a quirk. And yeah, the first thing, and when Suga was 4, Joker would start teaching him all the martial arts he has. And the first one he would teach him is Combat Sambo. And it took Izuku Kubo 2 years to master it. Look, he's going 4 times the speed for learning than any other creature alive. So yeah, and yeah, Drew just isn't thinking that this is like a part of his quirk that allows him to learn this fast. And yeah, that's true. And I'm gonna say Jugo was 14 years away from death. Which, yeah, Juvo's birthday is exactly the same day as Izuku's birth. This version of Izuku and the original Izuku's birthday are exactly the same. So yeah. When Izuku's 4, he's already pretty powerful. Just because how powerful black leopards can be. So yeah, Izuku. Yeah, and when Izuku's, and when we skip to when Izuku is, we're gonna just time skip to when Izuku is 14, and throughout all the years, in this order, Jugo has been teaching Izuku all those martial arts. And the final one he taught him was Kung Fu, which had the most about it. The chi and all of that. And Izuku's getting close to mastering that. And he sees that it has a lot more that it can help him with. Yeah, then and I'm gonna say this is like a year before Jugo died. Well, is supposed to die because he's that close to his deathbed. And yeah, Jugo would just be like, Juvo. And yeah, this would be when we're in it. Instead of him being 14 now, Izuku's 13. So yeah, Jugo would just be like, Kuvo. You would just basically say Kuvo. I'm gonna say actually, Jugo only had 13 more years to live once Izuku was pretty much put onto his doorstep. And yeah, this would be him on his deathbed. Yeah, Jugo would be kind of crying because Jugo has been his father for 13 years. And I'm gonna say an attribute of Izuku's quirk is that he has perfect memory to every single detail. So he remembers every single thing that happened ever since he was 1. Because I ain't gonna let him be able to remember his family because he barely had that much time with them. And Jugo was just like, my son, travel the world. And Izuku at this point is at the grade level he would have been in canon. And Jugo was just like, my son, go to Japan, which I think it's either China or Japan. I'm gonna say China. He would be like, reach, go to China. There's a school there. Go there. stay there for a year or two. If you wish to leave that school, do it. After a year or two, do it. And yeah, Juvo was just crying tears. Like, of course, father. And yeah, he's a father and master figure to Juvo. So yeah, he would definitely do this for him. So yeah. And then, after a few seconds, Jugo's hand would finally give up its strength. And yeah, Jugo is now dead. And yeah, Juvo would be saddened, but he would do as he was told to. And yes, this is the clothing he wears. And since he's a black leopard, he doesn't need any winter clothing. Well, it's technically a snow leopard. My bad. So yeah, since he's a snow leopard, he doesn't need any winter clothing. So he starts walking. Then he starts walking to China. And I'm gonna say he's a very good swimmer. Like, very good. So yeah, we're gonna now we skip like a year. Actually, no, we skip, I'm gonna say 5 months. And we see Kuvo now reaching China, like at the borders of China. And Shugu's just starts going towards China. Well, starts going into China. And he starts walking around and he's seeing all the stuff. And he's like, wow. It's way different than where I was. Which is... Give me a second. Yeah. So go say, China looks a lot different from India. Because, yeah, China, yeah. I'm just going to say, overall, connections only at the borders of China. So, yeah, and Shu just starts walking around. Then, after like 2 months, he gets to the city he was in Canada. And he sees a lot of heroes. So, and yeah, since he never heard of heroes, he's gonna be, yeah, he's literally never heard of heroes. He's only known of martial arts. So yeah, he like, who are these people? Because yeah, he has no clue what heroes are. So yeah, and yeah, he does know about quirks because Draco didn't forget to tell him about that. So yeah. So yeah, Suku would be just walking around with these type of clothing, and yeah, no one. Yeah, Shuku's height right now is he will be at the he'll be at 3 inches or 3 feet. So yeah, he'll be yeah. Zuko right now is 3 to 4 feet. So yeah. Yeah, he's 3 feet right now. But he will be taller eventually. So yeah, and Zuko just walking through the city, and yeah, people are gonna mistake his form as his quirk, but yeah, no, that ain't his quirk. That's his actual form, his true form, the one he was born with. And yeah, so yeah, Zuko will. Yeah, citizens are thinking that Zuko is just some hero because yeah, why wouldn't they think that? Actually, no, they think he's someone that's literally walked into China because they just saw him just walking and looking around. So yeah, they're thinking, oh, he's just someone that came into China, and yeah, yeah. Then some heroes find him and like, hey, kid, what are you doing here? And yeah, no, no, actually, I'm gonna say this hero was, and I'm gonna say it's Ryukyu Tatsume. That finds Tsuku is walking, well, technically, Kubo walking around in the streets, and yeah, she would ask, what the hell are you doing? And yeah, Tsuku would just look up at her because I'm pretty sure he's still shorter than her. So yeah, let me double check. Yeah, she is gonna be taller than Tsuku, but not by that much. So Tsuku would just be like, walking around the street. What else am I doing? Do you think I'm doing? And yeah, Ryukyu would just be like doing something bad. Yeah, she would just be like, well, I'm not, so good day. And yeah, he would just walk away, and she would be confused on one thing. Does this kid not know who I am? Because yeah, right now she's at so right now she would be at the 13th spot. So yeah, how about Rizuku would just be continue walking around, just minding his own business, and people would be asking, then yeah, he would just have his hands around his just behind his arms, right behind it, pretty much just walking with his arms right behind him, and then just looking at the city. Yeah, he's pretty much been isolated his whole life, isolated from society his whole life, so he barely knows anything about the hero society. He just knows that he's just as smart as Asuku would have been when he was 13. Which yeah, this version of Asuku is 13. So yeah. Yeah, then then yeah, Asuku knows of police officers. So yeah, when one comes up, he says, "Shoot, just looks over this." When like, "Hey, you there? Stop!" Yeah. Should we just look over and see the outfit and just like, "Oh, policeman." Because yeah, he only knows them. He hasn't seen one before. So the moment he would see the outfit, he would be like, "Oh, policeman. First time seeing one of you." And yeah, he would become the police officer would become well. No, she would just say that under his breath. So yeah, the police officer would be like, "You are you lost?" Because yeah, Sugu looks like a kid. Is pretty much still a kid. So yeah, he's gonna ask if he's lost, and yeah, Sugu like, mm, no, I don't think so. And yeah, the, the police officer would be like, "Okay, kid, what are you doing then?" Yeah, she would just be like, "Searching for a school," and he would say that while scratching his head because yeah, that's all he can remember his father telling him to do at the moment. Because yeah, he wasn't because he ain't paying attention to his memories right now. So all he remember is that right now all he remembers is that his father wanted him to go to a certain school. And yeah, and the police officer's like, "Okay, kid, come with me." And yeah, so like, okay. And yeah, he'll just start walking with him. And I gotta say, they're pretty close to the police building. So yeah, they would try to figure out who his parents are because yeah, that's the first thing the police officers would do if they just seen a person, just a young kid wandering around. And yeah, and yeah, they can't find anything. And yeah, and yeah, they're gonna be very freaking confused by this, and yeah, they would like, "Hey, kid," no, you could just be like, "Yes," and yeah, well, the first thing they asked was his age, and he said 13, and yeah, they're like, "Holy cow," and yeah, then they would ask, yeah, then it would ask what his quirk is, and yeah, Suku would just say super intelligence, and yeah, they're like, "Wait, so your quirk isn't something like a a snow leopard?" And yeah, Suku thought, "You thought I, you thought my quirk was a snow leopard? You're weird." As far as I know, I haven't heard of a quirk like that. And yeah, they're like, "Okay then," and yeah, they would ask for who took care of you, and yeah, And yeah, Suku didn't even know Jugo's last name, so he just say Jugo. So yeah, they wouldn't be able to give like that last name, and yeah, Suku would like, and because yeah, I'm gonna say Jugo abandoned his last name long ago. So yeah, they were like, okay, and yeah, they were like, I guess we could put you in an orphanage, and yeah, Sugo would just be like, yeah, since Sugo does know what that is, Sugo would just be like, which one are you gonna put me in? And yeah, sadly they put him in one of the worst ones, but for how I'm gonna have my story go, it's gonna be kind of good. Yeah, Suku will have no love interest, but will help anyone in need because he is the pure child. So yeah, I would send him to one of the worst places for adoption, and yeah. And I'm gonna say these people only allow the people that are up for adoption to go by themselves if they have enough money to buy their own place and pay for taxes. And yeah, since Sugu has all Jugo's money, he doesn't have enough for a house, but definitely has enough for something. So yeah. And I'm gonna say the people that work at the orphanage don't pay attention. So yeah, Sue is actually the one that helps everybody the most. And I'm gonna say the the manager of the orphanage didn't notice it until actually Suku came along, or Kubo. And I'm gonna say mutation quirks are mutation quirk people are treated the same way as quirkless. So yeah, and when people see him, well, pretty much when all the kids see him, they just start trying to bully him, and yeah, it doesn't even affect Izuku because yeah, they're talking about a mutation quirk, which yeah, Izuku doesn't have one. He's just an animal, literally. So yeah, so when they first said it, Izuku would just be very confused. He would just like, and just stay away, just go away from them because yeah, he will not help anyone that he sees. He will not trust or help anyone as that he sees as not worthy, which are people that bully kids that are weaker. Because yeah, Shuku will help. That will is a person that will help the weak from the from people that would want to harm them. And Shuku is a very Kubo's body is as lean as Bond, but he ain't at the height of him. No. So yeah, Suku would just be training while at the orphanage, and he would be training his martial arts and his body. So yeah. Shoot. And yeah, they would put him in the same. No, they would put him. When I say this was in an area, well, in Mina and Kiroshima's area. And I'm gonna say Mina is a little bit less, is like a tad bit depressed because of all the bullying. And I'm gonna say today someone's about to take it too far. And yeah. Actually, no, not today. Shiku. Yeah, when Shiku would walk in. Well, when Shiku got into the school, yeah, I'm gonna say Mina and Kashima are in the same class, and Shiku's gonna be in that class as well. So yeah, and when he walked in, he was just being a very calm person, just with his hands behind his back, just walking like that, and with his eyes closed. And yeah, the scars that Shiku had, well, this picture has, yeah, Shiku has them. And he still wears clothes like this. And he has the armband right there. So yeah, he'll pretty much look exactly like this. But the clothing will be red, black, and orange. Because, yeah, I like those colors. So, yeah. Hold on, let me show you a full body. That's Isuku's outfit, but red, black, and gold. With the shirts still being gold, the black being red, and the orange being black. And the armband being orange. Because, yeah. And, yeah. Everybody immediately thinks that he's a teaching clerk. And yeah, it's like, oh, great, there's another person about to get bullied. And yeah. And the teachers, so like, well, before she came in, the teacher in that classroom, but like, class, we have a new student here. And yeah, he'd like, come in. And yeah, she would walk in, and pretty much all the students, like, so like, Kirishima and Mina would be the only people that would be like, Mina and Kirishima would be like, oh dang it, oh damn, another person gonna get bullied. But everyone else is like, ooh, my chasing clerk, we're gonna bully that kid. Because yeah, and she was just walking in, and with his eyes closed and his hands behind his back. And once he gets to the front of the room, he would open his eyes, and yeah, they would see that one of his eyes is completely blind, but the other is as blue as the sea. So yeah, Kirishima was like, well, that's manly. Because yeah. And they just like, introduce yourself, and yeah. She would just like, hello, I am Carvo. I am Dartine. And I help at that at least some of us can get along. And yeah, then yeah, they all think it's a mutation quirk, but yeah, he's only gonna allow the people very close to him know that it's actually a super intelligence quirk. Then the teacher was like, okay, go find an empty seat, and yeah, Zuko just nodded his head slowly and just go to a seat, pretty much right between Kirishima and Mina, with Mina in the front and Kirishima in the back. And yeah. Suku would just be. And yeah. Kirishima and Mina would kind of be looking from the side there. From the side, and yeah, they would see that he's not even trying to cause any trouble. So yeah, they would start to like him already. And yeah, when people try to bully him, yeah, Suku would always have a confused look on his face, and just be like, "What are you doing?" Because yeah, bullying has never been told to him, so he won't even know what it is. So yeah, and Kirishima just like, does it not hurt him? Because yeah, well, they're like, it'd be kind of surprised because yeah, he literally asked, "What are you doing?" And yeah, it wouldn't even affect him because of how kind-hearted and well, it wouldn't even affect him because well, that ain't even his actual quirk. So yeah, and I'm gonna say a week later. One of the bullies there that I'm gonna say by coincidence had a quirk exactly like Bakugo's and was about to do something. Was about to take it too far. And I'm gonna to Mina, and I'm gonna say Kirishima wasn't around, so he couldn't protect her. And yeah, Bakugo, this person that is like Bakugo would be stupid and naive, so he wouldn't know how stupid this is, and how it could cause you to get in trouble, and he would pretty much have his hand point blank in towards her chest. And yeah, I'm gonna say this was an alleyway, and Sugu saw it, and yeah, he immediately got onto all fours, and just before the explosion before this Bakugo could fully activate his quirk, Suku, like right before this Bakugo, this version of Bakugo, this person like Bakugo used their quirk, like a second before they used their quirk. Suku, Kuvo jumped right in front of Mina and just shooted her with his back towards them. And his tail wrapping around Mina to make sure she doesn't get hurt one bit. And yeah. And his hide is very durable. So the explosion will only make a scorch mark. Well, it will go away soon enough. And yeah, and this version, well, this person like Baku would then, then the explosion would go off and then it would hurt Zuko's back a little. But yeah, then Zuko would unwrap his tail around from Nina and slowly get up. And yeah, they never realized because Zuko's just always just sitting down when they see him. Or just lowering his body a little bit. Because he never really saw fit to, he would always slightly tilt his body forward every time he walks. Because the only reason why he would stand straight up is if he was actually fighting serious, if he was actually in a fight, or if he got mad. And getting him mad is an achievement. And yeah, so we just slowly get up. And then they saw him stand straight up. And yeah, while he was starting to stand straight up, he was just turning around. And yeah, then as soon as he's got halfway turned around, they started hearing him growling. And yeah, instead of his eyes looking like that, they were slit. So yeah, Zuko was growling and his eyes were slit. And yeah, he was showing his teeth. And yeah, I'm gonna say, well, pretty much everyone in the school is shorter than Zuko because let me double check. Instead of him actually being 4 inches, he's actually 6 inches. No, not 6. 5 inches. Right? Yeah, 5 inches. 6 inches he is. So yeah, he's 6 inches right now. And he can become even taller. So yeah, Zuko would be taller than everybody in the school. Unless Kirishima is taller. Yeah, so Zuko is gonna be taller than everybody in that school that Mina and Kirishima are in. So yeah, remember, Zuko is 6 feet. So yeah, when they see him, they're like, oh shit, he's freaking tall. And yeah, when he's tilting forward, he looks like he's just 5 inches. Or just sitting down, he looks like he is 5. Like somewhere around 5 inches. Because yeah, he's always tilted himself far enough to where he looks like he's just 5 feet. And yeah, but Mina is like, holy cow. And yeah, Zuko would just have his teeth out and just be like, you want to do that again? You want to do that again, Pomeranian? Because yeah, when he's mad, he's completely different. He will insult you and call you what he sees you as. And yeah, this Baku alike would just be like, what did you say? Yeah, Zuko would just like, exactly what I said. Angry Pomeranian. And yeah, then he would pull out his claws and be like, now, get lost or before I do something you won't like. And yeah, he'd be like, oh yeah, and what's that? And yeah, Zuko then calm himself down a little bit, and he'd be like, turn his head a little bit to Mina and be like, Penguin, could you please close your eyes? And yeah, she would do it because yeah, he was having his eyes were still slit, but yeah, she could tell he was angry, so she wanted to close her eyes anyway. Yeah, then she would just look towards him, and yeah, got back to being crazy angry. Well, being angry, and just yeah, and then his claws out, and then I'm gonna say there was two other people holding her down. Yeah, then those two just ran already, and yeah, this Baguio like would just be like, "Oh, hey, get back here!" And yeah, then Kurobo would just be like, "You didn't run when you had a chance. That's too bad for you." Yeah, then Shuko would just claw at his face, making a scar completely across it, making a lot of blood come out. Yeah, this Baguio like ah, and yeah, then Shuko just pretty much just push him his pressure points and knock him out immediately. Yeah, then I'm gonna say there's a pressure point in the brain, so he did that, and it made him forget. No, it made him forget that he. No, it made him remember that he got that from Kubo. And yeah, Sugu would turn back around, completely calm down, and just like, you can open your eyes now. And and all she saw right in front of her was Kubo just pretty much just sitting down right in front of her, pretty much just smiling and asking if she's alright. And yeah, she's like, yeah. And yeah, Shugu tail would waggle. Well, and Kubo's tail would wiggle a little bit, and he would just pat her head and be like, that's good. And yeah, then he would just stand up and start to leave. Yeah, then he would actually leave, and that's all I have for now. Anyway, if you like this, like, subscribe, and comment for more. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.